the investigator decided to try and call it a night. He began to look for his car that he originally arrived in. But he noticed that there were no cars in the parking lot. There were also no lines to help guide the drivers to know where to park. But when he was there for the first time in the parking lot, there were lines and there were cars. The first thing he began to wonder was, where's my car? Where is my car? So he began on a search for his car. But he realized that the teacher that he was just talking to was still writing and still studying what he was going to do next. And then the teacher that told him about the security room, she was just writing and looking like she was preparing for the next day. All the cars were gone. He frantically began to walk around the school again. No cars, no kids, and he strangely began to notice that there were no bugs. But that didn't matter to him. He just wanted his car. He walked back into school, looking around. He knew he shouldn't trust the teachers. But he asked them again, where's my car? And they looked at him and they started to stare. No answer, just staring. Then he began to regret that he even talked to the teachers at all. So he left and began to look for his car again. His anxiety began to reach a peak that he had never had before, because 20 minutes later, 40 minutes later, 60 minutes later, he still could not find his car. So he began to walk, but all he could see was the woods. All he could see were trees upon trees upon trees upon trees. And he wanted to walk home. But if he was to walk in those woods, he might end up just like Miss Agnes. He began to worry, so he went back into school. This time, when he went back into school, he went back to the same room. He wanted the comfort of another person being there, because he didn't want to be in the woods alone. He didn't want to be in the school alone, and he did not want to be investigating a 911 call alone. But he went back to the very same room he saw those teachers staring at him in, and in their place was a statue. All the teachers were gone, but he saw that same statue. As the day went by and the night fell, the moon came out. And the moon came out to greet him. It was a beautiful night. So he asked the moon, why am I here? It's almost 10 o'clock at night. I'm wondering where my car is. I don't know what's going on. Then he began to hear a really, really weird sliding noise. A very weird sliding noise. And as the sliding noise approached him, he began to just go back inside the school. And he went inside the school and shut the door. The doors had no locks on them. He began to feel set up. And the more set up he felt, the more he began to fear what was going to happen next. So he walks into the school. He looks behind him. He sees the gray, prickly creature. And the creature opens the door. But not with his hands, because he didn't have any hands. He had a really prickly nose that he just pushed the door open with. So it's sliding towards him, and the investigator began to run. And as he ran, the prickly creature began to slide even faster. And as time went on, he pulled out his pistol and was ready to defend himself. But he forgot all about the statue. He forgot all about the statue. And the statue grabbed him. Before he could even do anything, he was gone. Then came the daytime. The daytime came, and all the kids came back to the school. All the teachers came back. And there was another person in the investigator's place. And he asked the kid, "Hey, was there another person here asking questions or, looking for anything?" The little boy looked up and said, "I don't like Miss Agnes. She's always yelling at us.